What's up everyone? I have a 5 Spinosaurus victory for you today. I've been grinding on the new star pack for a little while, and although most of the 5 of a kinds are pretty difficult to get, Spinosaurus is actually quite fun and quite easy, so I really hope you enjoyed today's video, and if you do, I really hope that you subscribe. So we're starting off quite standardly, I think. I've been really enjoying the cockroach for reasons which you will see later on in the run. But even now, it's basically like a better cricket. It manages to survive and gain favorable traits, and therefore we manage to win. Our opponent this time also has a cockroach, so we are going to lose. Which is kind of unfortunate, but I guess when you're going for a 5 of a kind with a tier 6 unit, you kind of want to go into the late game. We find a jellyfish right here, which is super synergistic with the cockroach, so we're going to take a level on it. Even put the apple onto the jelly. It is very difficult to get stats in the early game, so I have been quite enjoying just scaling up a big jellyfish. Most of the teams cannot deal with it. Like if they have a kiwi plus leech for some attack scaling, then maybe they have a chance, but most of the time you just end up with easy wins or draws, both of which are very good. And you can see the synergy between the jellyfish and the cockroach. Cockroach levels up mid-fight, or at least the summon of the cockroach does, and you get the extra stats as a result. For the same reason, we're going to be taking some guinea pigs as well. Tier 4 pets are extremely important in this pack, so we are going to be hoping to get as many level ups as we can find. I guess we have 2 level ups ready, both of which are going to be the guinea pig. But I was also hoping to find a stork, because stork is also a pretty nice unit. Like on the whole, the summon pets of the star pack are absolutely amazing. You have the stork, which got an improvement because now the tier 5 pets are better to be summoned. You also have stuff like the anteater, you have the cockroach obviously as well, which is pretty useful to have. And late game you still have Spinosaurus, you have Orca, you have Sabertooth, all of which are absolutely amazing. And you even have the platypus that we managed to level up into in the shop. I do freeze the elk, however. I do think it's a misplay though, because we do not have any cell pad that we can accumulate cell value onto. So maybe I should have just bitten the bullet, taken the platypus instead. It is a pretty good unit, and also it does sell for 3 gold eventually, so we could have made it work. But instead we're going to take this elk, and probably we're going to try to invest in a cell pet just to make the elk workable. For that reason we are also looking at the pug right here, because if we manage to get a level 2 pug to level up the elk up to level 2 itself, it will double the cell value that it provides. Unfortunately, I don't think we have the space for everything. We do find the cell pet in the form of a pillbug, but I don't think we're going to have space for the pugs on this turn, and probably we're going to be fainting the elk itself with the mantis on the next turn. So yeah, we're kinda tight for space. Every single unit on our team we like at the moment. Pillbug we are not planning on selling until the very end game where we find tier 6 units. You can see, this is why I'm running this strategy, by the way. It is because I can afford to be greedy and still win. All because of the jellyfish, by the way. And also take a look at this. You get a level up from the cooked roach, and that results in some stats from the jellyfish. So that is yet another synergy between the XP build and the Feint build that the star pack has. We also find this blobfish right here, which is yet another synergy. We will probably take it next turn. We are probably giving up on the elk because we failed to find a level 2 elk. At least we do manage to find a level 2 pug, however, so we will extract some extra cell value out of this and hopefully still not lose. Opponent's team is looking kinda scary, but once again our positioning is extremely solid and we managed to snatch a victory. And now the second I see another elk, I take it, because that is 2 extra gold accumulated, and also we're going to start looking for level ups next turn as well. Hoping to see a Spinosaurus obviously, especially when we have a mantis on the team. That is one of the few ways you can use to scale up in this pack. Like, there is very few scaling, sadly. Like, I can think of only the shoe bill and this engine that I am running right here, and also obviously clownfish with jellyfish and stuff. But yeah, you can see I am trying to level up the mantis right here, because leveling up the mantis will give us double the accumulation of stats onto it. I also did want to transform it into a mimic octopus using the ammonite, but I think I will change my mind soon enough. For now, let's hop into a battle. Hopefully we don't lose. We're leveling up the pillbug in hopes that we get some extra stats onto the jellyfish, but unfortunately we get grossly mispositioned and we end up losing. It's fine, however, we have still 3 hearts remaining, and now we are only going to be scaling up from here. So here we go, we find the Spinosaurus, the first of the 5. We're going to be leveling it up to level 2 in the fight, and eventually hopefully in shop as well if we manage to find one more chocolate. And now that we have Spinosaurus plus Mantis going, I think I have given up on the fact that I am going to transform the Mantis into a mimic octopus. Instead we're just going to farm stats every single turn. Mantis plus Spinosaurus is an incredible combo. We even managed to get the Spinosaurus up to level 2, and we find yet another one. But the downside now is that we don't get to faint anything, or at least that's what you think. But I think we're going to feed the jellyfish to the Mantis right here, even though it's our second biggest unit. That is how you make a proper pivot. Say goodbye to the XP build. Now the Feint build is going to take over, and we're going to be all good from here. And look at this, the accumulation of stats from the Spinosaurus is +4 +6 on every feint, and you get that twice. Here we're going to get some good stats. Unfortunately, one of the buffs lands on the pug, which is not what we want, because we're going to sell it. And we also have a pill frozen because of the pill bug, very useful. Now we're going to use that onto the platypus, I believe, yup. We're going to get some extra summons, we're going to get some extra stats. This time we get super lucky and the Spinosauruses hit each other. We even find a third one in the shop, only on turn 11 by the way. This is all happening on turn 11, we're already this far ahead. We're also probably going to take a pepper on the level 2, because if that faints we are probably going to be losing the fight, so we don't want it to faint. Very nice that we keep finding some more blobfish, because now we can continue leveling up the Spinosauruses. And you can see, even though our team is deceptively small, the in-battle stats that we managed to get are absolutely wild. For that reason we will also pick up a piranha, because that will give us some more stats both in fight and after the Mantis feint set. Spinosaurus got changed with the release of the star pack to give +2/+3 instead of +3/+2, which might not seem like an important change, but it does mean that we need some extra attack in order to even out the stats, and that's exactly what the piranha will be doing. Also, thankfully the Mantis got changed to deal 50 damage instead of straight up fainting, so that means it can trigger hurt pets, and we can see that in action right here. We get 3 attack onto everything, we get some buffs onto the Spinosauruses as well. One of them lands on the Mantis, which is kind of unfortunate, but it's all good. Because honestly, when we put popcorn on everything, I think all of our units will get to 50-50 regardless. So here we go, another easy victory for us. And another injection of stats to come. We even find yet another blobfish in the shop, which is absolutely amazing. And what's even better is that the Mantis absorbed none of the buffs this time, so we just get to keep scaling. The Spinosaurus now have stats in the 20s, which is absolutely incredible, and it will only keep rising, and it will continue to rise in fight. So I think we're pretty much set. What is the final challenge to discern is to just find the final Spinosaurus. We have one frozen in the shop because of course we want to transition into the last turn with all 5 of them. For now we just want to continue scaling, but of course we still only have 4 Spinosauruses total. We want to find the 5th one. And I think this turn I will dedicate to finding the last one. I say as I almost immediately do find it, so that is good news. And now we're probably going to freeze the pepper, or I guess we're going to take some chocolate. We can even take chocolate on the one Spinosaurus that is going to come into the team, because the mantis is going to make the third imposition up to level 2, which is good. We don't have to worry about that ourselves. And yeah, I think, do we win this turn? It's kinda close, honestly. Like, they have a vulture, which is typically the bane of Spinosaurus, but when you have such high stated Spinosauruses, it's generally good. Here we end up drawing. I think I'm going to transition to the 5 of a kind now, because we have accumulated enough stats onto the Spinos. You can see one of them is nearly 50 HP, so that is good enough. The rest of the scaling will be done in battle, so we don't have to worry about being perfect. What we do have to worry about is probably getting all of the Spinosauruses above 4 HP, just to avoid any Mimic Octopus shenanigans, but I think we should be good enough here. All of our 3 strongest Spinosauruses are left alive at the end, and we get to claim an easy victory. And I believe we're coming up on the final turn right here. We're just going to put some equipment, hopefully get a level 2 on the first position, but I don't think we will. And we will call it a day, getting an easy win. So I really hope you enjoyed today's video, and if you did, I really hope that you like, sub, do all the generic stuff, and I will talk to you next time. Take care!